Good morning again. This is the AM News, and we are live on DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 125, on Joy News as well as Joy Prime, and around the world at myjoyonline.com. This is the AM News, starting with channel your energy into positive enterprise of resetting and rebuilding Ghana. These are the words of President-elect John Dramani Mahama as he urges those engaged in acts of vandalism at government facilities and installations to stop immediately. Speaking shortly after being declared the winner of the 2024 presidential election by the Electoral Commissioner, Jean Mensam, he acknowledged the challenges ahead, stating that the journey will not be smooth because the outgoing government has plunged Ghana into an abyss. He says his government would be initiating severe measures in the next 4 years to reset the country to restore Ghana's position as the black star of Africa. Here's more.
What a day! What a day the Lord has made.
The atmosphere at John Mahama's campaign office was filled with celebration and gratitude as his vehicle arrived. Party stalwarts and supporters, many dressed in white, gathered to mark the occasion. NDC Chairman Johnson Isiedu Nketia, however, urged members to remain modest in their celebrations.
The battle has ended, and the great elephant has been slaughtered mercilessly. Let me advise that we should be modest in our celebrations, because I can almost feel the weight of responsibility on our shoulders. Ghanaians have given us this mandate to accomplish the task of national reconstruction.
Vice President-elect Professor Nana Jane Opukwajiman said her role is not about personal recognition, but about paving the way for others to succeed.
The victory is for all of us, but especially for our daughters, for our youth, for our women. NDC is an inclusive party, and we are demonstrating it in many ways. My job was to have opened the door.
In his address, President-elect John Mahama called on citizens to refrain from vandalizing government facilities and installations, urging them instead to channel their frustrations into rebuilding and resetting Ghana.
I know that many of you are feeling frustrated and angry, but I ask you today, please do not give in to negativity and pessimism. There have been reports of acts of vandalism at some government facilities and installations. I urge you not to vent your frustration in criminal enterprise. We must channel our anger and frustration into the positive enterprise of resetting and rebuilding our nation.
John Mahama also revealed that he had received a congratulatory call from President Kufuor. During their conversation, both leaders agreed on the swift inauguration of a joint transitional team to ensure a smooth transfer of power.
And we had the opportunity to discuss matters related to the joint transitional team. We agreed on an early inauguration of the joint transitional team as early as Wednesday, the 11th of December. I conveyed my sincerest regards to him and expressed my readiness for us to work together to ensure a smooth transition in the best interest of the Ghanaian people.
Acknowledging the challenges ahead, John Mahama stated that the outgoing government has left Ghana in a dire state. However, he expressed confidence in the collective ability to overcome these obstacles and rebuild the nation.
I also give thanks to God for preparing a table before me in the presence of my enemies, and for anointing my head with oil and making my cup run over. For all its historic undertones, this mandate represents many things for all political actors and those who seek to lead our nation. It shows that the Ghanaian people have little tolerance for bad governance, particularly of the sort witnessed in the last 8 years, and that they are willing to take decisive action at critical moments when it matters most. These 8 years have witnessed some of the darkest periods of our governance. The crisis our beloved country has been through these last several years have left a scar on our national psyche, which may take some time to erase. This mandate also serves as a constant reminder of what fate awaits us if we fail to meet the aspirations of our people and govern with arrogance.
Right down spokesperson for the John Mahama campaign, now president-elect. I'm here, Joyce Barbukhtari.
We thank God for this day. You know, I think someone said something interesting to me today, and that in 2016, Akufo-Addo told us very boldly that he had won by over 1 million votes, or close to 1 million votes. In 2020, he won by over a little above 400,000 votes. In 2024, the good Lord has added the 1 million then, the 400,000 then, and today John Mahama has gotten way above the extra 1.4 million votes between the two gentlemen. And then the second thing is also the fact that he kept referring to John Mahama as a one-term president. Today, the good Lord has made it possible to secure a commanding second term for John Dramani Mahama.
It's a celebratory mood right here. The atmosphere is electric. With the sound system here, blaring out loud music, John Mahama music, and you can see these young ones dancing to the music. There's a lot of jubilation, a lot of celebration, which is expected to go deep into the night. Let's speak to some of the people here.
It's kind of a mixed feeling. It's a mixed feeling because we saw it coming, but not so overwhelmingly. But all glory be to God. A lot of things were on point. I think the IT guys were seriously on point, and that also helped us.
Jamboree now, celebration, free for all, dancing, music, powder, everything you can think of. And there are some celebratory fireworks also up there in the air. We want to show you a bit of that. Some fireworks up there.
This is I was so happy with the video. I was so happy. I'm so happy.
Why are you happy? Why are you happy?
8 years ago, it's not easy to be a man in Ghana. All men will turn into women in Ghana. All men in Ghana have turned to women. But today, this is the second independence of Ghana. The second independence after Kwame Nkrumah. Today, we have our independence today. We are liberated today. Master.
What do you mean when you say all men have turned into women?
Master, your pay. What can you do with your pay?
Meanwhile, President Akufo-Addo says he is committed to ensuring a seamless transfer of power on the 7th of January 2025 and looks forward to working with the president-elect and his team to realize this goal. He has invited John Dramani Mahama for a meeting on Wednesday at the Jubilee House to initiate the transition process. According to the statement from Akufo-Addo, he congratulated President-elect John Dramani Mahama on winning the 2024 presidential election. And it says, further to this evening's official declaration by the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Mrs. Jean Mensah, of the results of the 2024 presidential election, the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has called President-elect John Dramani Mahama to congratulate him on his decisive victory in the just-ended presidential election. President Akufo-Addo expressed his commitment to ensuring a seamless transfer of power on 7 January 2025 and looks forward to working with the president-elect and his team to realize this goal. It goes on and on, but it also says that President Akufo-Addo calls on all Ghanaians to unite and work together to consolidate democracy and the rule of law. And in the spirit of collaboration, the president has invited the president-elect for a meeting on Wednesday, that is tomorrow, 11th December 2024, at Jubilee House to initiate the transition process. He remains committed to the principles of good governance and a peaceful transition that would further strengthen Ghana's reputation as a beacon of democracy in Africa. May God continue to bless our homeland, Ghana, and make her great and strong. A statement signed by Eugene Ahin, Director of Communication at the Office of the President. In other stories, Dr. Rashid Hassan Pelpio has won a consecutive 6th parliamentary term in the Wa Central constituency. He polled 38,579 votes against his arch-rival, Humu Awudu, who also had 30,724 votes. And the victory of Dr. Rashid Pelpio and the concessionary speech of the vice flag bearer of the NPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has resulted in spontaneous jubilation by supporters of the NDC in the Wa Central constituency. And Joy News Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam reports that Doctor has reigned for 2 decades. Though he has reigned for 2 decades, he has not stated clearly when he will bow out from Parliament.
The announcement should not be a surprise, though they have worked and expected the victory margin to widen.
The NDC will win both the parliamentary and presidential votes in our constituency.
Dr. Rashid Hassan Pelpio garnered 38,579 against 30,724 by Old Foe and perennial MPP candidate Humu Awudu, who had thrown her hat on the ring for a second time. She was hopeful during the morning of the elections, but won out by the evening and later faded out by the dead of the night. She has no place and time for concessional speech. Many wonders whether she will join the tall list of failed MPP parliamentary aspirants who have sunk into oblivion, or will see her return to the political space. Standing to his right is his wife, Hajiya Ramatu Pelpio, and one of the masterminds and campaigns of his overwhelming victory, Alhaji Ali Wawana. Dr. Rashid Hassan Pelpio pledged to fulfill the promises made to the people.
Promises I have made and made during the elections will be fulfilled. We are going to work very hard to ensure that we reset the system, we bring back the development we lost all the 8 years, and we create a needed atmosphere for you to have a positive mind about yourself, about the constituency, and about Ghana.
He appears not to be certain about when he will throw in the towel, having been there for the past 20 years.
You may see my name in other areas. I won't confirm which other areas.
Those in the line jostling to succeed him may have to wait a bit longer. Outside the coalition center, a swarm of enthusiastic NDC party supporters who have spilled and filled the streets, jubilating over the valiant victory of the party in the polls.
I'm excited, very, very strong, because I know that now we are no more in free education, but we are in better education. And we want to assure everybody that nobody should not be afraid of free education.
We are happy, we won.
We are happy.
We are happy that John Dramani Mahama has won. Pupils can no longer go to school and have nutritious meal to eat. We cannot buy maize to cook for our families, and we cannot buy salt.
Yes, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that this can power. We saw that everything can cool. You've seen those jubilant NDC supporters who come here, they have split all streets in the West Central constituency. They are in jubilant mood, saying that they are happy that of the return of the NDC.
For now, the blunt proof here is success has many fathers, but defeat is an orphan. One can distinguish between an NDC supporter and that of the MPP in the West Central constituency. All have joined the victory wagon, and it's been like this till the sun set through the wee hours of the morning.
Reporting for J News, Rafik Salam.
In other news, 8 people have been arrested in connection with the looting of the Department of Agriculture warehouse in Tamale. Hundreds of bags of rice and maize were packed in tricycles, pickup trucks, motorbikes, among others, by some unknown people from the warehouse. The military and the police were called in to halt the loot, and some arrests have been made. Here's more.
There have been series of looting of government institutions in the northern region after the loss of the New Patriotic Party. The first place was the Tamale Metro Assembly, where a tipper truck, a tanker, rice, cash, among others, were carried away. Several hours later, the PWD building was attacked, but the military was there early to stop the loot. Then they moved to the Agric Department, where several thousands of bags of rice and farm inputs were stolen. Speaking to the media, the Northern Regional Director of Agriculture, Ajia Hawa Musa, said the rice was meant for women farmers who had lost everything during the dry spell.
Welders to come and see what they can do for the place to be shut for today. And we also plead with the military and then the police to give us guard so that things will cool down. Because if they go back, then it means they'll come back again to loot the items. Well, we received two trucks of maize, and each truck carries 500. So that is 1,000 bags. And then for the rice too, there were about 4 trucks. So that one will be about 2,000 bags. Then the post-harvest chemicals too, we received them to the tune of 2,000 cartons of post-harvest chemicals. But looking at the situation, enough has been taken away already. And then we had some motorbike parts here, helmets and some. I understand they've picked all of them away. These items were actually brought to us because they asked us to identify women farmers that their crops have been affected due to the drought. So we've identified them, but due to the election, we had to wait. And then after the election, we sort it out for them to come and pick just to help the household.
The National Democratic Congress Vice Chairperson, Sofa Azoka, who was at the scene, said the matter should be dealt with as a crime.
They should send them, then they talk. Some of them are innocent. You know, today look the park there. Everybody is jubilating. Me, I think that is intentional beating. Because of that, I stopped. When I came in, I saw what they did. And some of them are not a criminal, but it's fine. They should send them to police station and we come in. They will write their statements. Me, I think it's about the party issue when they are jubilating. When I come, it's different thing altogether.
Earlier, an NDC youth who spoke to the media said the youth were angry, and knowing that several bags of what belongs to them had been hidden, they took advantage.
You understand? There is nothing that there's no amount of force that anybody can do to the system. We are learning that.
Meanwhile, one person has been injured in the forehead in the process.
That will end our AM News Bulletin on the AM show. You want to stay with us because News Review comes right up next. And the NDC South Africa Council of Elders Chair will be joining us, Benjamin Kofi Kwashi, to review the newspapers. You want to join us? Please stay.